Hello, and welcome back, new course creators. My name is Dawn Nicole. I am a certified Agile coach and an accredited online course creator and Agile trainer. And today, I'm going to talk about how to turn feedback into a winning opportunity. Yes, feedback. Yes, feedback. That thing we all love to hate because people don't always know how to give feedback in the most constructive way. So let's talk about it. Even though I'm going to come from the standpoint of having an online course, you can really apply this to anywhere in your life, right? Any aspect of life. So first of all, let's jump into the problem with feedback. So feedback has no universal standard around how people will give it or when they will give it. So this puts us in a vulnerable situation, right? Because you have to sort of be open to receive feedback or not. And because you have to be open, there's an element of fear. I don't care what you say. I don't care how deep your mindset is or how mindful you are. All of us have a wee little bit of apprehensiveness when it comes to asking and capturing feedback and being ready to receive it, right? Largely because we fear what people will say. We don't know what they're getting ready to say. And then we don't know how those words will make us feel. And then we also don't know what we will have to change as a result of what's been disclosed. So it's all this unknown that puts us in a position of somewhat fear when it comes to feedback. So what I want to do is give you some tips and techniques on how you can change that thinking, repurpose that so that you have the upper hand and you are always in a position of power when it comes to feedback, and you can figure out a way to take this feedback and really make it work for you. So let's deep dive into this, especially if you're a course creator or you're selling a product. You really want to focus in on what I'm going to say. Now's a great time to grab a pen and paper if you like. So the first thing that I would say is you want to be in a position of capturing feedback often, right? Put yourself in a position where you are just, feedback is the name of the game. It's your middle name. And the reason I say this is because if you are the type of person where you are not capturing feedback often, so you get it every blue moon, then of course you can't develop the chops for how to take it and furthermore know what to do with it. It's going to feel like an assault, right? If you get it every blue moon because you just hate to receive it and so you make yourself vulnerable not that often, you're not really doing yourself a favor. So the first way to overcome this fear and to just really tackle it and look it in the face, right? And say, you know what? I'm not worried about you, feedback, right? Is to capture it often. So as a course creator, for me, one of the things that I do is we build a small evaluation or feedback assessment right into the course so that as they're nearing the end of completion, let's say they're finished with the last module, the last video lesson, if the LMS that you are using, that's the learning management solution or system, you are using allows you to create knowledge checks or something free typed, go ahead and add that polling in right there. How did you enjoy this course? How would you rate this course on a 1 to 5? Would you recommend this to a friend? Are there any areas that you thought you would learn that we didn't cover in this course, and give some suggestions. Now, I'm not going to deep dive here into like how to construct your feedback poll, although that's a good video idea, so I may do that. My point is that capture it often, whether it's embedded in your product or in your process or on the outside of it in the thank you for completing this email. So make sure you have a way to capture it often, because if you get used to capturing feedback and getting feedback, you will toughen up and get your chops for what to do with it, okay? Secondly, feedback. See feedback as a gift. I'm gonna say it again. See feedback as a gift, because if you saw feedback as a gift and not an assault or a personal attack, you'd be far more willing to receive it. So one of the techniques that I teach my clients in coaching is how do you turn feedback into a gift towards the goal? So for example, if your learners knew that your goal was to have a kick-ass course, right? The number one course to be the best of the best in the industry, and this was your goal, and then your learners took your course and felt your course was almost there, but not quite. If you change or tweak these things, you could be there. They are giving you a gift towards your goal. So if you automatically look at feedback as a gift toward the goal, then you will receive it in that way, right? And of course, with a gift, you can reject it or you can receive it. But in this case, you have to see people as your allies. They are trying to help you reach your goal. Now, of course, if the feedback does not align with your goals, then obviously you don't have to take it. So number 2 is seeing feedback as a gift toward the goal. For example, like if you did want to be number 1, but you had misspellings in your course, you'd want someone to tell you, right? Oh my gosh, let me fix that. Or if something didn't make sense and I don't know, someone needed to send you a screenshot or just whatever, you want those gifts toward your goal. So just see it that way. Number 3, when it comes to feedback, the first thing is recognizing it's not personal unless it's personal. So I'm going to say it again. It's not personal unless it's personal. And in most cases, when we're talking business and we're talking online courses, right, something that you produce for others to consume, it's not personal. It's business. And so seeing the feedback as a business opportunity for growth, right? You hear me talk about all the time when I first produced my online course called the Certified Agile Transformation Professional. I was so tenacious, I just put the course out because I felt like the market needed the course now or at the time. But I went into it knowing I was probably going to get some feedback, and I was okay with that because I looked at progress over perfection. I did not want me over processing to stop me from getting the course out. So I stepped into it knowing that I would get some feedback, and I had to sort of build that armor, that shield, that feedback would be okay because it's not personal. So you've got to see feedback as it's not a personal attack or assault on you. It's a business opportunity to help you see things that you might not see, right? So some things for you to consider there. Finally, number 4. I love this one. Find the 1% and win with it. Dawn Nicole, what do you mean by this? Okay, find the 1% in the feedback. When I say 1%, if someone gives you 5 bits of feedback, right? Or 10 tips of feedback, whatever, right? A lot of feedback. Even though you read it and you reviewed it, your real goal in business is not to rectify all of it. Don't feel like, oh my gosh, I'm so overwhelmed, I gotta go fix all of this tonight, today. It's not about that. It's always finding the piece that gives the highest value right now, the high priority piece, right? Which is usually represented by like 1% of all of that. So the real question to ask yourself is, what part of this feedback can I do? What part of this feedback do I have the power to do? What part of this feedback can I do now? What part of this feedback makes sense toward the goals, right? And what we call that in agile ways of working and thinking is we call that low effort, high impact. So what part or portions of the feedback, something that you can fix now that makes sense to fix, find that 1% and move the needle with it. Again, I know this is not an Agile course, but in Agile we do retrospectives all the time, which is an opportunity where teams meet at the end of a sprint cycle, that means a work cycle, and they start to retrospect on what went well, what didn't go well, what could be improved upon. And even if the team comes up with like 5 things, the goal is to take the highest value, the most important, the highest voted thing, and to work on fixing one thing, not everything. So find the 1% in the feedback and use it to win. Listen, I'm here to tell you that these 4 tips absolutely helped me to take my course from beginning to winning. I talk a lot about when I first put my course out and it not being perfect and me being okay with that. And I recall we had feedback opportunities often, and our feedback was not built into the course. It was external. So once someone took the course and completed the course, in that whole thank you email, you're now certified, there was a feedback survey. And I saw a common theme to the feedback. I saw where a number of people would say, this was great, but it moved very fast. Or you needed to know a lot about Agile before you took it. So even though when I created the course, I kind of thought this is a great introduction course, this is a great gateway course for beginners, through the feedback, I really found out that people who had no familiarity with Agile were kind of lost with the terminology. So that feedback allowed me to put in some introductory, some prerequisites to the course before people took the course. What I mean is when people now registered for the course, there'd be an email that would go out that would suggest videos. So we then created some basics, some overview videos before they took the actual course. The feedback helped us to win. So my point is that feedback can be your best friend if you let it. Feedback doesn't mean failure. Feedback can mean a winning opportunity for you and those that you serve and support. So listen, if you got a ton of value with this video, if you got what you needed, please subscribe. Hit the like button for more videos just like this. Share this video with a friend. It totally helps our algorithms. If you like what you heard and you want to stay connected to the New Course Creators Bootcamp, check us out at agileeducate.com/NCCB, like New Course Creators Bootcamp. The link is below in the description. You all, as always, it's been tons of fun, right? Coursing with you. So until next time, happy coursing. We hope you create courses like a pro, and this is Dawn Nicole. See you soon.